And now for something completely different. Hello there, Chris here from Becker's Models, and what is this? What have I got on the bench today? Well, I picked this up at a swap meet earlier in the year, just on spec, because it was just so different. And yeah, I'm into sailing. I like, when I can get the chance, which is every like 5 years, I go sailing. And this sort of spoke to me. I thought, oh, great. And it wasn't $35. I think I paid $10 or $15 for this from Model Nerds. Good mate Tony there at Model Nerds. And I thought, why not? Revell, they're renowned for doing a fair few civilian subjects, something I've been saying for a long time. The model industry should be doing more of this sort of stuff and less Tigers and BF 109s, you know, because this is fun stuff. This isn't, you know, anything else. Anyway, this is an unusual subject, unusual review. Let's open up the box and have a look what you get. Typical Revell box, squishy, squishy, baddie, baddie. The pathetic, most pathetic cardboard invented by man. And yeah, you've got to be real careful buying these things online because they can be shipped to you crushed, like my Revell Razor Crest. Go check out that video up there. I mean, that thing was disastrous, you know, $100 plus kit, and they literally shipped it in a box. Flimsier than this, actually. I think they've thinned their cardboard out. So usual stuff, end opening box, which is just stupid. I'll probably, after I film this review, and is there anything else in there? Nope. After I film this review, I'll probably get a post pack from my post office, nice hard box, and put it in there. So what do we get? We get, one vac form sail, and we get one bag with all the plastic parts in it. So let's open up the instructions first and see what's involved. If you're not familiar with what a laser dinghy is, or sailing boat they call it here, it's literally the world's most popular dinghy. It's got to be more than 200,000 now. They race these competitively at the Olympics and, you know, regattas around the world at your local yacht club. It's a ubiquitous design, so good of Revell to do this. So they did this in 2007, so it's a 15-year-old kit. Let's have a look what the instructions entail. Now, even from the first photos that you can see there, and it's the fact that it says it's a trailer, and we'll just go past the 3 pages of nonsense that Revell always puts at the front. Sprue map. And then first of all, they tell you can do a sailing version, so wheels up, haha. A trailer version, they actually give you a trailer where the dagger board's stowed and the rudder's pulled up, or a display version, so you can actually put it on a stand if you want to do that as well. So that's really good. Just straight out of the box, you get a few options, although looking forward in the instructions, they really don't clarify what's going on. Okay, the first thing you have to get your head around is the fact that there's going to be a lot of rigging involved in this kit. So they provide you with some really nice thread here to do that, and so a lot of the instructions do involve how to rig the thing. So there's going to be a case of, and particularly because the whole thing is the kit comes in white, and that's how the thing's finished, there's going to be a lot of gluing together, painting, rigging, gluing together, painting, rigging, just like any normal ship build, okay? So it starts with the lower hull piece. We've got the rudder mounts there. I might just zoom in to tighten up a bit more, Chris. There we go. So it starts there with the rudder mounts on the back, and then I think that looks like the dagger board casing there. I'll have it all. Maybe it might be one of those seat thwarts. I love the fact that there's a whole there's a whole language with nautical things. You have to why call it a seat when you can call it a thwart? Why call it left when you can say port? So the other half of the hull, the upper hull, I guess, the skin, the deck goes in. We've got looks like where the jib goes. Does the lasers have jibs? No, they don't. Anyway, they got some of the other ports here. We got start of the thread, so we got the tweezers coming in, where you have to do some very fine drilling. So get out some really good drill bits. And yeah, here we go. So we've got halyards and travelers and things going on. You know, where the sheets go. Lines, okay. That looks like a part of, that looks like the main sheet traveler that goes down on the deck there. On the footwell, I should say. And yeah, more rigging and decals going down. Lots more drilling of parts to put rigging through. And that looks like we're building up the boom. So there's the boom, which looks like 2 pieces. So, which I don't think is a problem, because are they 1-piece booms on these or 2-piece? I can't recall. More drilling of parts, more installing of parts. Oop, get it in camera, Chris. Okay, there's the rudder. There's the rudder there, which they tell you not to glue because yes, it's a kick rudder, so you can actually kick up when you're on land. And here we go to the sail. So it's a vac form sail, vac form plastic, so you have to be very careful, sharp set of scissors, and very carefully trim around the side. They give you a cutout here for the clear part there to look through the sail, and of course you've got to start threading in some rigging. The lower mast and boom goes on. The mast is then attached to the mainsail, and basically you pop the upper half of the mast into the lower half, put the dagger board in. The dagger board is or centerboard is the part of the keel that's required so you can actually go to windward if you don't know about your sailing. And then you've got some really good more rigging going on. So the diagrams are quite clear. That's great. They give you the correct length. It's just a case of patience rigging this up. And we've just got a little bit more there for the traveller there. Yep, the traveller on the deck. And what else we got? Okay, now we get into, that's basically the whole boat done, and then we get into the version. So you get to make a trailer or display with these chocks. Okay, so they're using the parts from the display to actually assemble the trailer. Okay, I get you there. It's a very simple A-frame trailer with little wheels to put it on. There it is. Alright, so what markings do we get? Well, this is the interesting point. Let's just widen out so you can see the full page. They actually give you Olympic markings or competition markings, and you've got Germany, Great Britain, and it looks like the Netherlands, which is great with all their flags. I'll show you the decal sheet in a second, and you've got some reefing points in there too if you want to add that to the sail. And then we just go to the other page. They then give you a full set of numbers. So for a regatta, so if you want to paint it up or put some club decals on it or whatever, it doesn't have to be an Olympic standard laser. There it is. So very easy to understand instructions, apart from the usual this nonsense they all put at the front about, you know, don't glue things to your nose, don't sniff the glue, blah blah blah. Let's have a look at the decal sheet because it's quite comprehensive, well, quite big I should say. All right, there it is. Excuse the glare, and I'll zoom in. Add your own sound effects. So we've got the German, British, Netherlands flags there. We've got what is really important, I think, is the markings. Again, I'll just tighten up. They're the actual official markings and warning labels and things that you'll see on the boat itself. And yeah, these look really lovely. Printed in Italy for Revell, so they're probably cartographed. They're very nicely done. I can't see any problem with that. So let's move forward and look at the parts. First, I want to look at the vac form sail. So what they've done here is, if you're not familiar with vacuum or vacuum forming, is they just get a very thin sheet of plastic, put it over a wooden master and plonk it over with a bit of heat, and you get this nice formed three-dimensional shape. So this has got the battens already formed in, the battens there on the mainsail. You've got the window there that you have to cut out, and then basically what you need to do is just get a very sharp pair of scissors and trim around there. And the trick with these, I've been told, because I've never done a vac form sail, I am actually building a sailing yacht right now, off camera. I'm not doing that one on camera, it's just for me. Which has vac form sails, and so I'm just about to get stuck into that. That's why I'm doing this review. I thought, oh, let's have a look at the laser, because I might do another review. I'm starting to collect some of these hella old sailing ships, fishing boats and so forth. I really love that sort of stuff, because I've got a bit of a secret to tell you. I really like ship models, but I don't do them on camera. Or maybe I will one day. So you just got to trim around there. It's a really nice 3D shape. See, there you go. See, there is potential to actually do this on the water, actually in flight. I mean, under sail. So let's have a look at the parts. And I've lost my knife, so give me a second. Sorry about that. And it's a brand new blade, so I'm going to be careful not to chop my fingers off. If you watch some of my videos, you can see the scars I've got from chopping fingers. Okay. So all the parts in one bag, as is the wont of Revell to do, and of course they're all loose. There you go. Okay, so let's look at the hull deck pieces first. So in terms of length, it's 20 something centimeters long. It's a good, what I call a two-hand model. I really like models that fit like that in my two hands. They don't fit in just one hand. They're not, you know, massive like a 1/16 Sherman or something. two hands, it gives you a lot to work with, something to admire. It's a really good 3D shape. So Revell, typical Revell, you've got injection pin marks on the inside there, but they should be covered. On the outside looks pretty good, kind of soft sort of scribe detail there, and nice chunky sprue attachment points, so you'd be very careful with your sprue cutters and take some time and effort to remove them. Here's the upper deck, and we've got the old Revell symbol there, but on this side, and it's got some nice texture to it too, which is good, that sort of fiberglass texture. That's a really nice molding actually. That's quite lovely. So I'll see if I can do a little quick fit, even though I haven't taken the parts off. I mean, I'm tempted to build this, and I'll tell you my build plans for this while we're going over this, because I don't want to make this a terribly long video. But I'd really like to do this in a sailing diorama, but the problem is it's 1/18 scale. 1/18 scale figures are hard to come by. Well, yes and no, there's some car ones, but usually it's scantily clad women. 1/16 could work, you know. I am using a 1/16 scale figure in a 1/18 scale aircraft that I haven't shared with you guys yet, but that could work. But then you really need to have, I mean, the pose you want is some, you know, is like this chap here, sitting there or at the back there, you know, leaning off the side of the boat. Might have to go down the sculpting route or a 3D printer route, I don't know. So the main parts here are just for basically the trailer. We've got the A-frame, we've got some of the travelers and things. There's a little bit of flash here, but you can see where, I'll just see if I can point, you got to drill some 0.5mm holes. It shouldn't be too difficult, but it has to be a case of taking your time. There's the rudder and daggerboard parts, and they look pretty good. I can't see any flash or mold problems with those. They look okay. And then there's just one more sprue. Very simple kit, but lots of rigging. Okay, so that must be the mast pieces. And is that flash? Yeah, so there's flash around these mast pieces. Not hard to take off. Oh, that's the actual daggerboard main half. A little bit of flash, but that's because this slot here, the handle there, is so close to the top here. And that must be, oh, that's for the keel bits there. And we've just got some other sort of travelers and things here, and that's about it. There's not much to this kit really. Like I said, how would you go about painting this? Are they all white? Are all lasers white? I did see a photo on the front cover of, yeah, they're all white. So that chap's got a yellow, oops, sorry about the glare. That one's got a yellow stripe on it. So I would, because I hate working with white plastic. I'm building the Antonov 225, which is in this white plastic, and I hate it because you can't see your problems. So I would actually build this up and prime it a nice neutral color, you know, gray or brown or something, and then paint it. If you're going to paint it white, that works fine. Or I prefer, like this one, have a white deck and then maybe have a yellow hull or a blue hull, something like that. British racing green, that could work. Yeah, so stay tuned. I may actually build this on camera one day, not anytime soon. Like I said, I really want to get a figure for it, and if anybody knows where I can find a suitable figure that can be modified or used, hit me up with some comments below. But I'll leave it at that, and I hope you enjoyed this this very unusual review, and until next time, happy modelling.